name's Holly Ferreira, and I throw the javelin here at Gettysburg College. And in this video, I'm going to be analyzing the different ways in which my friends throw the javelin. I have 2 boys and 2 girls throw the jav. You'll hear me say jav instead of javelin. It's just a shortened version of javelin, informal. But it just slips out and I can't help it. But anyway, none of them have any prior training with throwing. But obviously, they've all seen me throw it before, or they've seen, Olympians throw the javelin before. Yeah, the way in which they all throw is similar yet different. They all attempt to do a cross step, which is the final motion of the javelin. So yeah, should be interesting to look at different ways that they do it. First, I'm going to show a video of myself throwing the javelin in practice. So basically, you'll see my 3-step approach, which means I'm only going to show you the final step of the whole. My process is a 9-step process, but I'll show you the last 3 steps, which are really the most important steps of the whole throw. Really emphasizing the fact that the way the power comes from the javelin is from sinking down on the right leg. And you'll see that highlighted in the video I'm about to show. So in that video, you'll see that I really managed, I think this might be flipped, you'll really see that I managed to get down on that right leg, and as I get down on that right leg, I'm able to pull this arm through almost, and turn it, and then step down and plant my left leg while also keeping my right leg sunken back in on the ground, which allows my shoulder to internally rotate and come through, and then I'll pull with my left arm, post with my left leg, and it really just, that's how the javelin launches. So it's sort of like a reverse bow and arrow, if that makes sense. That's the correct way to throw it. That was probably my best throw ever, which is why I included it in this video. Best 3-step throw ever. First up, we have Caitlin Yap throwing the javelin, which is about to be inserted now.
Go.
And you'll see that she gets absolutely no use out of that. Not the roaster. She gets absolutely no use out of her right leg. She picks it up before the javelin even leaves her hand, which means she's essentially just throwing it completely with her arm, which is totally wrong. Another thing you'll notice that she does is it hangs super low to the ground. Her arm does. It's supposed to be up here. She drops it there. She throws like that any more than probably 10 throws, her shoulder will kill her in the morning. So luckily we only tested 1 throw. But yeah, out of everyone that you're about to see in this video, hers easily is the worst. Once again, not to roast Kate, but yeah, it just isn't great. And next up we have Jake, whose throw was definitely the second worst, which you're about to see now.
Go.
And in his throw, you can tell that he is attempting to like stay back, because once again, stay back on that right leg, you get power. So before he even takes his cross step, he's already leaning backwards. But unfortunately, for some reason, he crosses his leg backwards behind his left leg instead of in front of his left leg. So that just, once again, completely almost negates the right leg. He does stay back on his right leg, which is interesting. And you could tell that he moves his whole body forward, where Kate just sort of threw her arm forward, which is interesting. But yeah, his throw could have been better if he just fixed instead of going behind his left leg, in front of his left leg, with that right foot. But yeah, he does manage to stay back on it, which is, you know, pretty much what you're supposed to do. But unfortunately also, he is mainly just throwing with his arm, which is a common problem that most people have when they throw without any prior training. And next up, we have Anna Piankos, who you're about to see throw the javelin. Go. She gave it a great effort. Unfortunately, she has the same problem that Caitlin does, where she just gets nothing out of that right leg and picks it up before the jab leaves her hand. So pretty much everything that was wrong with Caitlin's feet, Anna is also doing wrong. She probably does the best job at keeping her arm back and letting it pull through when she plants that left leg. But because she is letting absolutely no power come from her right leg, it doesn't go that far. But you'll see the trajectory of hers is the best because she manages to keep her arm back the most. And lastly, we have Kevin, who threw it the farthest. You'll see. So yeah.
It's gonna be so bad, right?
Yeah, I go. He is definitely the person who tried to throw it the farthest in terms of the way you just throw a normal like baseball or football. Obviously, not how you throw the javelin. His legs are easily the best. You'll see he sort of gets that backwards C angle that you want when throwing the javelin. But he does bring his arm forward a lot, which is causing the javelin to have just a horrible trajectory. So instead of throwing from here, he's throwing from here, which is why you'll see the javelin almost spin like a helicopter. But yeah, the boys and girls both do things equally wrong and right. I think it's interesting to note that the boys get more out of their legs and they throw it seemingly almost with more force, even though they're both definitely, the boys and girls are definitely both trying the same amount. So the girls really lack because their main issue is they pick up their right leg. So if they could just sit back on that leg a little bit longer and not pick it up, I think, honestly, out of everyone, I think Anna has the best chance of becoming an actual javelin thrower, or has the potential to become the best javelin thrower out of everyone, because her arm is really the only one that was set up correctly. And yeah.